Hey friends, Kevin Goehring here, your Sacramento Stockton area realtor and lender here with this week's weekly real estate report. Now, before I get into the numbers, I gotta go off on a little rant right now. So what I want to do is I want to talk to those of you who are considering buying or selling, and you're thinking about who are we going to use as a real estate agent? Now, obviously, I'd want you to use me, but I'm going to talk to some other people here. Maybe you're not, and you're thinking, well, we've got a friend who's a realtor, or the person who bags our groceries down at the supermarket, they're a realtor. Give them a shot. But let me tell you about why it really matters who your real estate agent is. Now, you would think that in this market, right, you almost don't even need a real estate agent. You just throw up a couple of photos and the rest takes care of itself. Well, it doesn't. And I want to share a story with you. I have several of them, but I'm going to share this one with you this week. So, number one, I do all of my own photography with my wife. Why? Next week, I'm going to show you what happens when you actually use professionals. And nothing against professionals. I mean, their photos look great. The lighting is fantastic. But the one thing that professionals don't do is they don't take the time to stage a house, move things around. So I'm going to show you what that ends up looking like, some crazy stuff. But anyway, so I list this house this week, listed a couple homes this week, and I get the typical phone call like I've got a car that I just put on Craigslist, right? You get the call. Hey, Kevin, calling about your listing. Will you have any offers yet? Well, no, I don't, because it's been listed for about an hour now, or maybe even a day. But the fact is, I had no offers just yet. Next question. Well, why are the sellers selling? Okay, number one, it doesn't matter how many offers I have. Number two, it doesn't matter why they're selling. And the questions just kept going on and on. Non-relevant questions. Well, finally, I said to the agent, it really sounds to me like what you're doing is you're fishing to see just how low you think that we'll go on this house. Well, let me tell you something. Agent, I priced this house properly. What I priced it at is its current value. And I would expect, agent, that possibly I will get offers slightly over this value. So if you're calling to find out how low we're going to go, you're wasting your time. And furthermore, I highly suggest that whatever offer you send, I'm going to consider it your highest and best, so make it a good offer. No, agent didn't listen to me. Sent me over an offer. Fast forward, the very next day we go to look at offers, and by now I have 5 different offers. Go through the offers, called one agent to actually let them know that they had the highest offer and that I would accept it. But I wanted to ask him just a few follow-up questions before I accepted the offer. And you know what? That agent's voicemail was full. Their clients didn't get the offer, or they didn't get their offer accepted, simply because that agent had a full voicemail, wouldn't pick up their phone, couldn't talk to me. I moved on to the next one and talked to them about their offer. And they said, you know what, Kevin, we want this house so bad. We're willing to come up. We're willing to go a little bit higher than what we had. Not much, but they had a fantastic offer that was just slightly below the best one. So brought them up. That was our winner. But the agent who did all of the fishing, trying to find out how low we'd go, I called up the agent and said, hey, I'm sorry to tell you, your offer was not selected. Not only was your offer not selected, but you were $30,000 under my best offer on a $400,000 purchase because they came in 20 low and wanted a $10,000 credit. And the agent was shocked. Kevin, what do you mean we were the worst one? When I talked to you, you said you had no offers. True. I had no offers when you talked to me. 5 minutes later, I did. So, it's something to consider. A seasoned agent would know this. They would do their homework with their buyers, show the buyers the facts. This is what this home is worth. This is what it's going to appraise for. This is what you should offer. And also educate them, like, how much do you want the house? This is the I've got to have it price. This is the okay. We'd like it, but don't have to have it. All right, this is what a buyer's agent should do. Thank you for listening. All right, let's talk about the chart. Here we go, taking a look at the chart. Hey, something unexpected happened this week. Look at this, the green line. We actually saw a bit of a reduction right there this week, where normally I would expect to see it climb. Now, why did that happen? That's the $1 million question. Did we see the inventory kind of drop off because we're experiencing a lot of fires, a lot of smoke, a lot of people saying, hey, let's back off a little bit here? Or is it going to be the change this time of year? So I don't know. We're going to find out next week what happens, right? Pending sales, though. Pending sales actually went up a little bit. But as I've been showing you, because we're getting into more of a normal market, we're seeing the home prices stabilize. So, hey, that's pretty good, right? A stabilization. So for those of you wanting to sell, we didn't see a reduction this week, really, or last week. We saw it go up back a little bit and stabilize out. We'll see what those numbers happen to be next week. Now, if you remember last week, we hit almost like a peak of sales. The sales were huge. It was off the chart. It was 900 and some. And that was a prediction because if you remember, I always say agents don't always put their sales in when they're supposed to. They wait a few days, sometimes a few weeks. I've seen some wait months. So it takes a little while for at least most of the reported sales to come in. So the corrected number after last week actually ended up being lower, a lot lower than anticipated. And my prediction is based on years of data, how far off agents usually are. It's usually about 140% of sales reported. They're off about that much. So we could see another change this week. But anyway, sales are down a little bit. But like I always say, I like looking at the blue line because it's more of an actual snapshot of what's going on. Agents are much quicker to put something pending because if you don't, agents tend to call asking to see the house. It's annoying to the agent, and then eventually they get a fine for not doing it. So that's what happens there. So what did rates do this week? Rates really didn't do much of anything. Rates pretty much stayed absolutely where they were. Let me pull up the actual numbers for you. So last week we had 2.87% at 0.7 of a point. And this week we're at 2.86% with 0.7 of a point. And of course that's Freddie Mac's average. Your actual rate may vary, and so will your mileage. So there we go. So anyway, that is it for this week. Thanks for listening. I hope to see you here next week. Take care. Bye.